Alrighty, we're going to work on a little project here called Evolution Revolution. Let me start off by saying Photoshop allows you to do everything in many, many different ways. I'm just going to show you one way of how to possibly do this. Okay, so here I have a portrait of myself, full size, and here I have a picture of a monkey. We want to take, and I want to fuse the monkey's face with my face, kind of creating the missing link in science. Now, I need something that's going to be anchorable between both of them. So the eyes, I think, are a good place to anchor. So what I want to do is I want to line up the monkey's eyes with my eyes. Now, I'm pretty sure there'll be some scale differences. I'm going to probably have to change it and distort it. But let's start this off. We're going to take an elliptical marquee tool. If you're not set to feathering, if it's set to 0 like that in the upper right corner, simply select a number. I'm going to take like a 25, which is a nice soft feather. And I'm going to use that and select the monkey's face. And it's going to be a big, broad selection, more than I think I need. And the reason I do that is what happens is we wind up selecting a faded selection. And so you want to make sure you don't lose anything that's important. Pick up the move tool. I take it, I drop it, I drag it, and there I am, right in place. Wow, I look better already. The next thing I want to do is I want to take and I want to scale that down. So I'm going to go over to Edit, and I'm going to hit Free Transform, or you could simply type in Command T. And then what I want to do is I want to scale it. So let me grab one of the corners here, hit the Shift key, and bring it down. Now it's about the right size. Wonderful. What I want to check now is if I can line up the eyes, because I think lining up the eyes is going to make all the difference. So I'm going to take the layer and I'm going to change the opacity about 40%. I can see both things. I can see me and I can see the monkey. I'm going to line up one eye with here, the left eye is lined up. Look at the difference. There's a big space between the eyes. I'm going to pull this one over, and I'm trying to basically line up the two eyeballs. That's what I'm going to use as my guide, as my anchor to create unity between both faces. I think that's probably about right. Here we go. So I want to stay in the eyeballs. I'm not going to move it up higher. I'm just going to go right in that space. I can then take and increase the opacity again, and I'm going to double click, and now we can see the face. Now it's obviously not perfect. It's not exactly what I want yet. We have to erase lots of what we see. So I'm going to take an eraser, and I want to make sure that the eraser has a soft edge. Remember, if the brush is 0 on hardness, it's soft. If it's 100, it's hard. If you don't have the hardness control available, look at the fuzzy brushes. Those are soft. Look at the hard edge brushes. Those are hard, right, with the tight edge. So we want a soft brush, and I want a big scale. That's good. And I'm going to start to just kind of erase all this excess and kind of discover the edge, the borders of my face. And I'm just pulling away, pulling away. Here you could see now I'm finding it. On this side, we seem to have a lot's got to go. Okay, get rid of all this. And my eraser set at lower opacity. Let me increase it to 100. Good. Now I can really clean this up nicely. Perfect. Here we go. I'm cleaning it up. Get rid of what I don't need. Under here. I don't want to lose that tongue. Okay. So now I'm kind of fitting into the shape. But I don't really want to share all the hair that he has. So I'm going to get rid of some of that hair. And I'm actually going to, I want to get to his, I like his wrinkles here. And I want to kind of fuse those with myself. And here we go. And here I'm going to actually just take that edge off. Let me harden my eraser for a second. Take this edge right off. I don't want it at all. So that I need a hard edge for it. Good. Now it doesn't hang over. Okay, get rid of any excess I don't need. That's actually already looking pretty darn good. Here we go. That's a little hard. Yeah, you know what? I think I like that better. I was going to leave those wrinkles, but I'll take them off. Maybe I want them. Okay. So let's take, yeah, I think I'll keep them. They work for me. And I'm just going to try to blend them into the tones that are already there. The ones that exist already. Okay. Now, Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take the face. I'm going to see what happens if I lower the opacity a little bit, how it blends. We'll keep it high. I go on to the background. Maybe I can start blending some of these colors. My face is a peach tone of sorts, so let's go over to the colors here and say adjust, hue, saturation. When I want to adjust the hue and saturation, I want to make this a little brighter. Well, that's way too bright. But I want to make it brighter where I can see the tones and come in. See, that's green. We don't want to go green. But here, that's a little warmer, right? So that's a much warmer tone. These colors start to match more. Let's see if what happens if you go a little bit more. Yeah, that's pretty good. Kind of keeps them kind of intense. I think I like that. Now over here where we have the wrinkles, I'm going to take those and I'm just going to do a soft kind of blur, a soft erase so that they still kind of show up. Oh, bad. Hard edge brush, very bad. Must use soft edge brush. Here we go, soft, much better. Different feeling, okay. Soft, soft. Wrong layer, soft, 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 soft. Here we go, alrighty. And that seems to be pretty neat. Now the only thing I would add here would be some ears. Let's put some ears on. Come back to this picture. I'm going to deselect and I'm going to take, and I'm going to make a selection of his ear. Let's see. I'll take my polygonal tool. It's going to be a hard chop. Chop, 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 chop. Just like that. Take it, pick it up, drop it, and drag it into this picture. Now here, I want to rotate that and scale it so it's appropriate. I'm not going to put it as high as the monkey would have on his head, but maybe about here. Let's see, that's my ear. So let's scale it up to about the size of my ear. Rotate it a little bit here. Yeah, it should work. Move it over. And that's going to be the ear. Now, obviously, it doesn't really make good sense. Let's put it under the face a little bit in the layers. And now what I want to do is I want to take my eraser and, let's get rid of some of the junk that's on it. Click the white part that's there and delete it. And this white part, select it and delete it. And now take and erase. Using my eraser, come in. Oh, let's increase that. It's a little too light. Let's go up to 100. And we can get rid of some of this stuff. Here I want to take and I want to just kind of gently soften this and move it over so it kind of fits in place. Good. Good. Little bit in. Wonderful. Little bit down. Double click it. Here, let's get rid of all that stuff. Who needs that? Okay. And you know what? Rotate it a little bit. I think I like that. Yes. Excellent. So now I've got one ear and now I need another ear. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take and I'm going to come over and make another selection. But this ear, I don't want all of it because my face is turned and I'm only going to get part of that ear visible. So here, let's do it and pick it up, take it, drive it, put it there, and the same thing. It's a little bigger than I need it to be. Scale it down. So I want to try to use this here as a guide, so about that height. And the bottom, about that height, maybe about here. And I'll bring it in a bit because I want it to look kind of hidden. Double click that. Select the white stuff here. Ta-da. Delete it, deselect. Take your eraser, soften that which needs to be softened. Oops, that was too much. Soften the brush here. Oh, nope, still don't like what I'm doing. Going too far, too fast. Let's go even lighter. Here we go. And just tap, tap, tap on the top layer. Tap, tap. And kind of blend them together. Now if we look at the monkey, he's kind of happening. That's a happening monkey fellow. Alrighty. Now I think we're done. That's my evolution, revolution, missing link to nature.